What is happening, everybody? I believe that we may have just seen the title race ended. I'm joined by Mr. Laurence McKenna, Mr. Adam McKOLA to talk it through. Laurence, not the greatest day at the office for you. Do you feel like...
I mean, it was a good day at the office. I thought the show actually went really well.
No, I had a great day.
No, I see what you're saying. I guess to explain the result, I think Pep Guardiola played Klopp perfectly in a way that Liverpool haven't been played in quite a while. So a lot of teams would come and sit. He decided to press them because he knew he had the ability to press. I think Brighton, to some extent, came out and played, and a couple of people have tried us. But this was a very intense press against Liverpool. Played perfectly into their hands because I think that was what turned the game. You can't say that City created so many chances that it looked, so one-sided up until that point. And then Alisson and the press was a bad combination.
Are you holding out hope for the title, or do you feel like it's kind of...
I think for a couple of weeks I've kind of tried to readjust what is being thought about as a Liverpool fan. Because maybe I realised, someone said to me, like, maybe you need to readjust what your expectation is. To win it without a centre-back might be hard.
Bridge too far.
Part of me is thinking I think Liverpool should aim top 4, or at least I think Liverpool should still be going top 3. And if anything, one thing as a Liverpool fan, I think Liverpool fans should be saying that performance wasn't good enough. Whether you've got injuries or not, the actual performance of the team wasn't good enough. So Trent Alexander-Arnold didn't have a good game.
Yeah.
I think had those 2 goals not gone in that way and City had scored good goals, in the sense that Liverpool hadn't made a very overt mistake, probably would have been a bit different, because people would have gone, well, they're outplayed, better team, no centre-backs, blah, blah, blah. This was one where Mane, Firmino, probably even Salah, none of the 3 looked impressive. Had Salah not gone down there, you sort of think probably would have gone wide of the post. You don't know, he's a good finisher at the moment, so he's doing really well. The midfield doesn't have any structure, and the back line, I mean, I'm confused. I think they've rushed Alisson back from an illness, and it's a mistake because...
I suppose they felt like they needed him, though, desperately.
Possibly.
You kind of understand what...
Kelleher actually put in a perfectly reasonable performance. And Liverpool didn't deserve to lose that game based on his performance.
No, absolutely.
But based on the team out on the pitch's performance. Liverpool fans need to say, though, and acknowledge between themselves, the fan base on Twitter, wherever you want to say it, that performance wasn't good enough from Liverpool. And it's not about City humiliating them or whatever. It's Liverpool, I think, humiliated themselves there. Because actually, I think what Liverpool know as a team, and why Trent was so frustrated at the end, was like, they're better than that performance.
Yes.
So it's not as if Liverpool have to... One thing most people want to do in football is they go, well, just accept your position, that's where you are. It's like, actually, the reason it's frustrating for Liverpool fans is because they know they're better than that.
And it just didn't happen. Mr. 21 is coming.
You enjoying it now, are you?
Is 21 coming?
Not after that result.
The hashtag change might be coming.
21 might be coming.
Hashtags don't change.
If City crumble, it might be coming.
Okay. How many points is it between you and them?
It's 5.
Going well.
5.
And
a game in hand.
And you were hoping for a draw today, to think that you had any hope?
Yeah, I was hoping for a draw, because then we drew, then nothing matters this weekend, does it? Everything stays the same. But it's these mental gymnastics you do as a football fan, like you just alluded to it, like I keep having to readjust what I actually think. And it's like, yesterday I was down in the dumps. Like, especially when you can see the goal like that in the last minute.
Why?
Oh, right.
And
DCL.
It's like every goal that we conceded was individual errors. Like yours today, the first goal, Trent could have cleared it, didn't. Like, I know City did really well in terms of their press, but every goal could have been prevented by Liverpool, and that's how ours felt yesterday. So to lose points like that, and the amount of points we've lost at home, I don't think any team wins the league having dropped that much points at home. It's just impossible.
You almost wish, I've kind of alluded to it towards the end of the show, you almost wish that Liverpool had almost publicly gone, it's a season where we calm down a bit here, guys, and we just sort of let our players catch up, let them relax a bit. Because City, like I said on the show, City did that last year and basically went, yeah, off you go.
Do you think that was a conscious decision from the City hierarchy, or do you think it was just Liverpool so good and decided it for them?
A lot of the articles I read pre-season were that no team seems to have been able to go more than 3 seasons at the intensity that City and Liverpool have gone. So this would have been the 4th season for Liverpool, and last year was the 4th season for City, hence why City won it 3 seasons before that, right? And the same would have been for Liverpool. This was an overextension of how long Liverpool should be able to go. Now, it doesn't mean the team just drop off the face of a cliff, which they seem to have done recently.
They have done that, though, for their own high standards.
By Liverpool's high standards they've set that were maybe unrealistic unsustainable standards. You should still expect losses, but you shouldn't expect this many poor results back to back.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of there's no writing here, and
You could expect a drop off, but not
like that
because I
severely.
think we all alluded to the fact that Klopp is getting more out of his team than he should, or any other manager would. Like you can't say that on paper the team that he had should be winning the Champions League and being up there with City for the length of time that it was.
But not only that, look at Liverpool the previous season, they didn't exactly compete for the league, but they didn't fall away so terribly. They got to the Champions League final. Then they get to the Champions League final and win it. Then they win the Premier League. Bear in mind, the season where they lost the Champions League final, they also got to 97 points, which is still really impressive.
Yeah.
So there's an issue here for Liverpool in that it seems like timing for the side has been unfortunate, but they're the only ones who are responsible for that. So the hierarchy have to take responsibility for that and say, we still need to do a rebuild in the summer, or at least adjustments. So Wijnaldum needs to go, one of Mane and Salah need to go. They need to assess Firmino and go, is that a replacement they need to get in, or is it someone they need to bring in to put a bit of pressure on him? Because I think Liverpool fans would have thought Jota, who will also be returning and makes me think we'll probably take Mane out the side for that, something like that. There are still adjustments for Liverpool to make, put it that way. Kabak's got to come in. You know,
all right, do you know what? Not at the end of the season then, Loss. What about like next game? The next fixture for Liverpool?
Kid from Preston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The old man.
Do you think next game
Yeah.
is Jordan Henderson playing as a midfielder?
I think he should be if Kabak's in the team. So if Kabak's in the team, you go Fabinho, Kabak at centre back, and then you put Henderson in the midfield with Thiago. And the thing is, does that really change things?
Henderson does. Henderson does change.
No,
things.
but not to the extent that you go, well, actually, the important thing is Henderson and Fabinho in that midfield. Someone breaking it up. I get why Henderson's important. There's a lot of issues tactically for Liverpool. I'm not making excuses. It's hard for Liverpool to adjust tactically when for such a long time they've been going, try and do this, try and do this, try and do this. The problem is they've built such a finely tuned system. Take a couple of things out of that and it goes.
Do you feel like Liverpool keep mounting the charge, keep pushing?
Nah, this done. I think they will accept it as well. I think they slightly
all out for the Champions League.
But
They
you almost
start to think, let's make sure we get Champions League football for next season.
But the problem is,
and damage limitation.
So if you do that, I think that then you drop out. Possibly Liverpool risk more of dropping out the Champions League, dropping out of the Champions League spots.
Which
I think you've still got to shoot high and.
But I don't think Klopp would communicate that to the team.
Of course not.
He'll be thinking that himself, like.
So you aim for the stars and land on the moon,
right?
For example,
yeah.
Rather than aiming for the moon and then getting nowhere
and staying on the floor. I think that was actually a Bill Shankly phrase.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah. Reach for the ceiling, you'll stay on the floor. Reach for the sky, and
you won't.
Something like that.
I like it. Are you feeling alright after yesterday?
I'm buzzing now. Watching Liverpool get battered to make me feel better.
What a little man syndrome you have.
I don't give a shit.
Whoa! There will be no disparaging
people
remarks.
Are disgusting.
There will be no disparaging remarks about small people on this channel.
What would cheer you up once Chelsea have had a bad day? Watching Arsenal Spurs
Tottenham
battered, right?
Tottenham.
A nice bottle of wine in one of your favourite places in London. That's
I wish that would be the dream with the company, with you two. In fact, that would be the dream.
Yeah.
So grateful. Sorry for the result for you, mate.
Hey, you know what?
Best video I've done today.
Strange thing is, because it's happened before, because it's Klopp and Pep, you can kind of justify it in your mind.
Yeah.
Because at least over the last week, I could sort of think, okay, well, if I know this, Liverpool know this.
Yeah.
Now it's like, well, that's clear issue. Had Liverpool lost 2-1 though, how different would it have been? I don't think it should have been that different. This for Liverpool should be binary.
Sometimes you need that walloping to make you reassess.
Yeah.
Chelsea had it at Arsenal one year. We got battered. I think they're 3-0 down at half time, and Conte went, right, this isn't.
Yeah, and he changed to 3-4-3.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Good knowledge.
I love Conte, so
he's the man.
Part of me thinks
he is the man.
If Klopp goes in a couple of years' time, bring Conte in.
No, that would not be good. He is an elite level manager. I love him. Lads, thank you all so much. Please click subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all on the next video. We're out.